INFJs are known to be rather intelligent, but still it seems like finding our purpose keeps us stuck. It seems like we have this feeling of we're meant to do something, we're meant to be somebody, we're meant to add in a particular way, but still there's no outer clarity. It seems like we're fishing for something, we're looking for something. There has to be something that's going to be the missing key to finding our purpose. But the truth is, you have your purpose in you. It's not about finding it. So today we're talking about 5 blocks that are keeping you from finding your purpose, which will actually show you that it's all about embodying that purpose starting today. Before we get started, I want to remind you one last time, tomorrow is our bootcamp call for this month of April, and we're focusing on INFJ purpose. That's why I'm doing this particular videos now. So if you're ready to take the next step in living out your purpose, in creating that INFJ epic life on your terms, in a community of INFJs who are doing it together, then come on over and be part of this amazing movement. Everything you need to know in order to join us, you can find through the links in the description. I hope to see many new faces tomorrow in our bootcamp call. Block number 1, you feel like you have to be certain before you act. There's always some open tab. There's always one area that you need to focus on. Maybe it's your love life. Maybe it's your financial situation. Maybe it's your health. Whatever it is, it seems like there's always something that you should be doing before you can focus on your purpose. But that's not how it works for us INFJs. It's just not. You're never ever going to feel certain. You're never going to feel ready. This is about knowing that we have to start taking action. We have to embody it. There has to be an externally observable fact. There has to be part of your essence somewhere so people could find it. Think of it in a way of, if they don't get it, that's on them. If I don't bring it, that's on me. And as long as we're waiting for something that will make us feel certain, we will wait until the end of our life. And that's what most people do, not just INFJs. Most people don't take that step. Thankfully, we live in a time now where we're talking more about these things. This is our time as INFJs to shine. I've said this 10 years ago, and it's become more clear and evident now. We have to take action. We have to start bringing who we are to the outside, being more vocal about how we see the world, who we are, what we believe is the right thing to do, and know that, yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but yeah, I'm showing up, and that's what matters. So stop waiting to be certain, because I can promise you, you will never ever be. Block number 2, you're still trying to earn your right to live out the life you want. So this is the typical survival story of the INFJ, the martyr, the I have to suffer more in order to be worthy. But again, we get to this place of the way we're set up, we're probably never going to feel completely worthy if we're looking for something external that's going to tell us that we are. It's just how we're set up. It just doesn't work. You cannot wait until you feel worthy. You cannot wait for somebody to tell you that you're worthy or to have some kind of proof that you are worthy. It just doesn't work this way. You cannot earn your right to live out the life you want. You want freedom, you want abundance, you want impact, and that is your birthright. And as long as you look at it from the perspective of how can I add to the collective? This isn't about ego. This isn't about fulfilling some God complex you have within you. We all have those urges within us, all of them. We have the urges that are all about being altruistic, and we have those ones that really make us tap into our dark side, that make us even tap into those areas that might look narcissistic, that are about loving, being in power for a moment. Like, all of that is human as long as you do it in integrity. And now that you know you can have all of that as long as you're putting it towards making the world a better place, one way or another. And if you're a teacher, for example, and you show up in a way showing them the way you are is exactly how we want you to be. This is how you're accepted. This is what is appreciated. Then you're already living your purpose. Only you know what your purpose is, and only you can embody it. But there's no step too small. There's no goal too big. There's nothing that is ever wrong about it, as long as you think about what is the bigger purpose here. I want to add to the collective. I want to make something better that is bigger than me. When you really start with that, everything else is acceptable, because then you get away from this notion of, oh, I need to be a guru, or I need to be special, or I need to be worthy. You're a contributor to a better tomorrow. And how can that ever be wrong? How can you ever be unworthy of that? And when you do this, you're subconsciously allowing yourself to feel all the emotions that you want to feel and experience life to the fullest. Like, there's a reason why I call this living an INFJ epic life on your terms. We all get to live that out if we just start taking steps and stop really worrying about, am I worthy? Am I certain? None of that. Let's start today. Block number 3, you confuse purpose with perfection. I can promise you, every single step that you take is going to suck. It's not going to look pretty. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfectly in alignment. Forget it. You have this perfect image in your mind of how you want to show up. What is the impact you want to have? How will it turn out? And every single time you actually make this a tangible thing. So let's say you create a post to Facebook, or you have an honest conversation with your neighbor, whatever it is, something tangible that carries in its essence who you are, something that another person can feel, experience, see, whatever it is, that's making it tangible. And every single time you start doing this, it will fall short to your image of what it should be. That's like this per definition. So as long as you wait for it to be perfect, you're not going to start doing anything. You're not getting yourself confidence from creating something that is perfect. You're going to gain your personal confidence by saying, I'm showing up. I'm aiming. I'm trying. I'm going to go for it no matter how small it is, no matter how performative it might seem. You can't expect to show up authentically right away, but it's about embodying this more and more. And thankfully, as I said, we have this community. You're not the only one. We're all doing this together. And if you're part of bootcamp, then this becomes just your second home. It's a place where you remember how to really be okay with showing up imperfect and every single step being appreciated and celebrated. When I first started doing this channel, do you have any idea how hard it was for me to just take a shower that morning? It was no problem to take a shower and get ready on a Monday when I went to work, but I always recorded my videos on a Sunday. Getting ready on that Sunday, it felt like I was pushing this big rock up a mountain. That's how hard it is when you have those internal blocks. So I get it. I understand it. And so what I did was I celebrated every single step. Yes, I was able to wash my hair. Yes, I was able to get dressed. Yes, I was able to show up. And when you do this, and when you know that there's no step that's too small, all is good. All is good, because then you know I showed up. I made it a point to put a little bit of effort into it, because I know it's not about the 100th step. It's about every single step that went before that wasn't perfect, that nobody saw, that wasn't appreciated, but I know that I put in the work. And when you start doing this, you're going to get a sense of self-confidence that cannot be taken away from you, because then it's not about what is the result. It's about I show up as much as I possibly can with what I have available right now. Block number 4, you've taken in too many voices from other people. So this isn't about being wrong. We can all take in other people's perspectives, and I would never be where I'm at if I didn't listen to other people and let that inspire me. But I knew at the end of the day, I can abstract the essence of what I've learned of that person and include it into my journey. What is right for them is not what is right for me. And that's okay. Like, we all have our own path. And so if you feel like you're listening to other people and they're telling you this is the right thing to do, or, you shouldn't be doing this, you're always going to feel like something is wrong. You're the only one who knows what the step is. And as INFJs, we're designed to bet on ourselves first. We're not waiting for some external answer. Like, even when I'm talking to you, I don't know what your purpose is. You know it. That's why it's called an INFJ Epic Life on your terms. This isn't an accident. This isn't a guessing game. Like, I have planned this. There is real reason why I call it this way. Because you're the one who sets the tone. You're the one who has authority over every single step that you take. What we do here on the channel in Bootcamp and this entire community is be an example of what it means to choose yourself. I am here to be an example, because I hope that through me choosing me, I can reflect back to you that you can be yourself. Not that you can be me or that you have to be me, or that I can influence people in a way you could. I could never. There are people you can touch who are never going to get my message. There are people who you can influence, who you'll have an impact on, that will be changed forever because you spoke your truth. And nobody can take this away from you. Nobody will do it better than you, because your unique voice is what's going to matter. But as long as we're listening to people who are telling us that we're wrong because they just don't get it, we're always going to feel like we're not worthy. We are ahead of the curve by definition. This isn't something you ask other people about. This is something you ask your higher self about. This is something where you ask yourself, what is a vision that I see that allows me to show up in integrity and to do it in an authentic way? When you're in integrity, when you're doing things out of love, when you have good intentions and you show up authentically, and then you go into your vision and you make sure that you're protecting yourself and how you feel about yourself, who is there to ask? Who is going to tell you that you're wrong? There is nobody. You are the last instance in your life. So let's act like it and not feel guilty about it. I know how hard it is. This is not something where I'm saying, oh, everybody should be able to do this. No, but we want an epic life, right? This is what every single person's highest form of life is, like to really live life, not just let it pass by, to really live an epic life. And we have the opportunity to be an example what it means to do that. Because for a lot of people, they don't have the insight that we do. They don't have the opportunity to tap into their higher selves. We have that. So let's do that and not just keep it in our head, but actually create something out of it instead of trying to find our purpose. You are your purpose. It's now all about embodying it, showing up as authentically as you possibly can right now, knowing that it's not going to be perfect, that it's probably going to suck in the beginning, but it's not about being perfect. It's about creating something. It's about anchoring it in. It's about taking a step that is tangible, that is externally observable, and no matter how small it is, every single ripple effect will make a difference. And block number 5, you're doing it alone. So I know that sometimes in our darkest hours, we have to be alone. And there's always a part of us that we have to find and we have to tap into and we have to hold on to that nobody can help us with. But the bigger picture is this. This community exists. When I started this, I was all alone. I didn't have other INFJs around me. I didn't see an example of an INFJ choosing themselves. I didn't have any of that. And that's why it took me so long. That's why it was extra hard. That's why I'm so proud of what I've created. But that doesn't mean that this is how it is now. You are not alone. You have this community. If you're part of bootcamp or not, like just being here on YouTube, seeing this, or if you're listening to this as a podcast, we're here. You're not alone. We're not the same person. Every single one of us has experienced different things, has different ways of living life. That's all fine. There is nobody who's better than the other one. The point, though, is that we are together encouraging each other to take the next steps. We're being examples for each other. We're creating an energy that we can lean onto, that we don't have to hold on to all by ourselves. It's an entire field. It's an entire community. This is a movement. This is not just, oh, we're coming together to do some motivational work. Like, this is epic stuff that we're doing here. And so as long as you allow yourself to understand that you are part of this, that we're bigger than just one person, and because of that, we can actually accelerate every single step, then tapping into your purpose becomes that much easier. It becomes that much more potent, and it becomes that much more evident. So remember, if you want to get closer into the circle, if you want to feel what you just felt, but on the next level, then come on over to bootcamp. Tomorrow is our live call for April. I hope to see many new faces. And of course, I always am happy to see our alumni, people who've been there for many years. We are a community of INFJs who continuously keep coming back. It's lifetime access. So I welcome everybody who's new, and I'm happy to see everybody who's been there for a long time. Everything you need to know in order to join, you can find through the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then check out the video you see on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.